what I want to talk about is, in my opinion, most people, the way they see dogs needs to shift. They are not just a pet or an animal. They're a reflection of your inner state. So the more mindful you become of your state of mind, the more connected you will become to your dog. The less aware you are of yourself, of your inner dialogue, the less connected you'll feel with your dog, and the more frustrated and the more disconnected you'll feel. That gets me into the next part of dog training, which is active training versus passive training. Now, when I say passive, I don't mean being soft in this sense or something like that. Passive meaning it's always going on versus active, which is like a formal training session, right? Passive would be like your lifestyle, the environment, right? Like how you live with your dog. So both are necessary, right? But most people, when they think of dog training, they think of the active training. They think of the formal training where you're teaching your dog, okay, sit, down, stay, right? That's training, yes, and it is necessary, but that only occurs in small sessions throughout the day. In between those formal training sessions is most of the time that's being spent throughout the day. So we need to start looking into how to passively train our dog, which means how to live and interact, and the lifestyle that we create for our dogs is how most of the time is spent. And so by focusing on that, that's going to greatly improve our quality of life. So you have the environment train the dog, right? Start thinking in terms of, okay, how do we create a fulfilling environment, right? And think about how that connects to our own inner state of mind. When we are living in a very aligned manner, right, where our entire world is connected, right, and we're the ones that are driving our own destiny, right, our own fate. That's when the environment starts working in our favor, right? And it's funny because like nothing has really changed, and yet everything changes. That shift is what's necessary before any type of actual active training, right? Any actual technique or method to learn, right? The first thing is how you see your dog. Now, socializing your dog at an early age is what's necessary. If you take a look at my videos and you see the foundation that I'm building with these puppies, you'll start to understand how I'm turning that passive training and having the environment work for me to create that foundation to build strong, capable animals, strong, capable dogs that I know that they are, right? And how that creates a great foundation for me to start active training, right? When I start to teach them how to follow a food lure, how to walk on a leash, all of that is active training, right? But it comes from passive training, from them being resilient, from them being able to overcome obstacles, not being afraid of, failing and getting back up. If you go to the videos around day 566, you can start to see me socialize the dogs through biosensory stimulation, and all that means is, I'm introducing them to the sense of touch, their tactile, stimulations like touching their paw pads and moving them up and down, stuff like that, And if you go to the videos around day 583, you can see how, the environment starts becoming enriching and it naturally challenges them and helps them become capable creatures. Now, if you go to the videos around day 599, you'll see how the space slowly transforms as they grow older and bigger, and all of this is to create a dog who's very willing to literally and figuratively overcome obstacles, right? It starts with physically, literally, them climbing over things, right? Climbing under things, going around things, right? To start understanding mentally that, it doesn't matter what's in my way, I'm going to be able to overcome it, right? And with that foundation, you can teach that dog literally anything you want, anything, right? And so that's why, I don't want to focus on the active training, because I want the active training to be a unique language that you create with the dog, right? It's going to become this unique language that you and the dog understand. And it's through a solid foundation of passive training for the active training to become very mutual and, very beneficial to both sides. The having that clear line of communication will give clarity, and, that clarity is what drives, purpose, fulfillment, all of that. And so, yeah, this is all something to think about, something to really start looking within in order to connect with your dog.